Hello and welcome to Exit Strategy. This is our final build of our game. I'm Josie Calderon and I did some modeling and level design as well as make the code for the UI and level 1.
I'm Nick Seifert. I also worked on some models, mostly for level 1 and level 3. I also was responsible for some of the level design and textures for a lot of props.
My name is Grayson Perrin. I was responsible for most of the programming involved with this project, specifically level 2 and level 3, as well as implementing the models into the code and getting it all working in each of the levels.
And this is some of the assets that me and Nick didn't make that we added into the game. And in the settings, you have a help menu that briefly explains our game. It's fairly simple, so there wasn't much to add to it. But yeah. Let's play. So this is our first level, and it is a library theme, like a Victorian. And when the phone rings and you pick it up, it'll tell you something in Morse code, and the subtitles are at the bottom of the screen. And you can use that to, with this translator, to read it, and it's going to tell you that it says desk, and right here you can see that it's glowing, that you can click on it, and it says remember to have the paintings inspected, and the clue is that it's 6 letters long. So we're going to look at the paintings that are on the walls, and both of them have apples, which is 6 letters long. Inside you'll find a little statue that matches up with the stand on the bookcase, which opens up, and of all the paintings, or all the pictures hanging up, this one is very clearly different, and it tells you in the bottom as a clue that the picture hasn't been developed yet, and so you're going to develop it, and look at the picture that has been made, and you can see this symbol, which also is in the subtitles at the bottom telling you as a clue. And then here's the book. Pick it up, place it down on the table, and then you can grab the key, and it even tells you in the top right corner that you have a key, and it opens up the button. Our second level is Western themed in a saloon, and you're going to these puzzles aren't really in any particular order, but whatever you can click on, you can click on it, pretty much, and solve the puzzle for it. So right now I'm grabbing all of the wanted posters, and the clue at the bottom of the screen says that I've gathered all the posters, and to look at the clue, put it on an empty table, and it reads 79032. And if you go into the back room, you have 3 pictures. This is of a whiskey bottle and a glass, poker game, and the sheriff of the town. So since we looked at wanted posters, we're going to open up the portrait of the sheriff and type in the code from the thing, and you get a piece of sheet music. Then over on this table, we have a poker game, and you have to make the winning hand. So now you have a royal flush, and you can flip over the cards and get another number, 7912. Come over to the poker game picture, and grab another piece of music. Finally, you have the whiskey bottles to fix, and they range in amounts, and so you're going to flop them around to get them to go in order of how much liquid's in them. So 57148. And then we get the last piece of sheet music, and it can play in the piano. And then back at the front of the saloon, you have now that you have the key, you can open up the padlock, and you are in space. And so you can look out this really nice big window and see, the ship and this planet, which were really fun. And then you come over to this little station, and it tells you to switch between the rooms. And this is the bioscanner room, and it says to match the specimens to their correct names and to get the correct number code. So we're going to take specimen number 1 and put it on the thing, and it says that name. It goes there. And then if we check on this one, it says that. But you can't put it back in this place, so you kind of have to switch them back around. This has that name, so it goes here. And then this one was in its correct place, so we're going to re-switch them. And now you get the code 32154. And so then you can walk out of the room. Come up to this control center and do that. And now we have 2 more codes that we need to enter. This is the greenhouse, where you have to put the plants back in their correct genus family.
Also, in our original build of this level, we had it so that you had to go from one level until you finished that level, then you could go to the next room, and then the next room. But players said that they liked being able to kind of roam freely, so we made it so that you could have access to all the rooms and complete them in whatever order you want to.
Yeah. And yep. Okay. So now that you put all the plants back with their family, the code shows up on the floor as 5916. And then we have 1 more room left, and I made this room, and it's a little bit harder, and it's the star chart room, and so you're going to have to fix the star chart and then translate the path. So you come up to this console, and you're going to have to rearrange the map so that it fits. It's no longer broken. And then once you put it back in order, it shows up here automatically. And so this puzzle's a little bit trickier, and you might actually need real-life paper and pencil to solve it, because the decipher is on the wall. And so you have 2 symbols in each of the star points. One of the symbols is going to be a letter, and then the other one is a number. And since it'll take too long to go through solving it, basically the letters correspond to STARDUST, but not in that order, which is what the numbers are for. And so when you go like this way, the numbers are out of order. So when you rearrange the numbers to go from 1 to 8, it will tell you the word, which is stardust. And so then you can go out. And now that you've fixed everything on the ship, you can go to the cockpit and go back home. And the animation of the door was done by Nick. And then you finished the level.